Hello everyone, my name is Daniel, and originally I wanted to say that we now heard all the pros of gRPC and now let's talk about cons, but it wasn't the case exactly. But I hope after this talk you wouldn't hate gRPC completely. It's not so bad. Okay, so what I would like to show you is what issues we met when using gRPC in Outreach, and how to solve some of them, and how to do some workarounds for the rest. So first thing I would like to show is broken reflection when using nested directories for proto files. So I have some small example project here. So you see there is a very simple protobuf message and protobuf service. And what is important here that I don't have the protobuf files only in one directory, in this proto directory, but I also have this nested one. And I'm using like relative import. It's like relative to this file. And let's see how that works. So I can compile it and I can start it. And this works well. And I can also call it using gRPC curl if I pass to the proto file. So that's fine. But when we want to use reflection, for example, use this gRPC UI, which is a very nice tool, we are screwed because it tells us that it's not able to find reference to this nested message. Okay, so it's a problem. Let's postpone the solution a little bit because it will be the same as for the next problem I will show you. So let's go to the next one, and that is conflicts in file names. So let's try to show it like interactively what I mean by that. So I can create in this next nested directory, I can create another file and name it the same as the main one, and just do some small modifications, for example like this. So here is nested. Yeah, and we don't have the import, just plain message. And let's, I even don't need to probably include it. I just need to have it here. And now let's try to compile it. Okay, that was good. But now when we run it, yeah, it fails. And what's the problem here? The problem is that in every Go binary that is using protobufs, there is a registry that contains all the protobuf files and messages, and this registry requires the files to be unique with their file names or file paths exactly. And because we are using this this relative path in this compilation process, then this registry sees both files as with the same file path, and it basically fails. So how to solve that? Both of the problems is to use full path. And how will it look like? So instead of just having nested here, I also have the first directory, meaning that I always have path from the project root path, from the root directory. And I need to have it for all the imports that I am working with. So in the nested, there is no include, but I will have some later. So now when I compile it, it should be fine. So the call works still, and the UI as well. And if you don't know this gRPC UI, it's quite nice tool. It works using the reflection, so you don't need to do like almost anything. You have for free all the parameters. You will see the response in some way, so it's quite nice. It's not like 100% stable. It's somehow sometimes it breaks when the service is more complex, but overall it's a nice tool. Okay, so let's have a look how our Proto-C compilation process looks now. So we are running it from the top level directory, including just this directory, and everything else is like addressed from this directory to bottom. So having the full path for all the proto files. And we are using this option source relative that was also used before. So we don't need to have this full directories like GitHub /project/, but we can have the compiled files directly in the next to the proto files. Okay, let me show you a little bit one more option that you can use. It's not mandatory, but it's nice to know about it, and that's this module option, and that it does basically the same as the source relative. It removes the prefix from this Go package, so it will not create like this full directory tree, but it will remove the module from it. So if you can see, the module is this dark side at the end, and it will remove it from the Go package like that. So it will place the files in the proto. So it's like a little bit different approach, but same results basically. Okay, so this was the first. I somehow lost the first two problems, and let's see a little bit more problematic one or harder to solve, and that is lacking support for third-party libraries in TypeScript and Node plugin for gRPC or protobuf. So if I go next step, let's say we want to use some third-party library, meaning like not the well-known ones like the Google protobuf, for example, datetime or something like that, but something a little bit more exotic, or even your own library that you have shared in your company, for example. And we want to use that. So for example, this Go proto is one case that adds some options to protobufs. And for Go compiler, this is fine. So I can go I can do proto-C, yeah, and it compiles, it runs, Yeah, so all fine. But if we would like to create this Node or TypeScript client, then we will see. So let's create proto node. Yeah, next step. Okay, let me clear that. Okay, so so it finished, succeeded. It's using this gRPC tools to create the client for Node. But if we try to use it, so it's proto node source. If we try to use it, where is the error? Yeah, not found, but where is the... I'm not in the right. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so the problem is this one. It tells us that it cannot find the go proto, and you can see some paths. So if we check what's exactly in the generated files, it's in this one. Yeah. So if we will use some well-known ones, for example this Google protobuf, it will require it as a node package as we want to. But if it's not known, then it will do just a relative import as for our normal files that we have in the project. And of course this file isn't here, right? It wasn't created by us. And this cannot be like somehow hacked easily. We can of course create this file manually, or we can create some like specific proto-C command here to create this file from the original library, but that's all we can do. It cannot be. What we would need to, or what we would want to have here, is something that we have for the Golang proto-C plugin, and that is this M flag. I don't know if you know it. It's a possibility to change this Go package basically of the proto file. So meaning that it will, for this proto file, it will define this Go package, and therefore it will like you can then import it from this path, from this package, Go package. And if we would have something similar for Node, it would work, but it's not there. So maybe idea for some nice PR. Yeah, but currently what we can do only is to really create this file manually with some proper content, and then it will work. Yeah. So this was the like real problems and a little bit our problem, or maybe it's subjective, but it seems to me that the documentation for overall the proto-C world and for these plugins is very poor. Let's see some like meaning behind that. It's not one library for Golang. It's two libraries. One is deprecated, one is recommended, but it's somehow mixed in the documentations in some places. These two libraries, they are not exactly the same in the API. They have different ways how to work with them. So for example, the old one has this plugins option, and the new one has this go gRPC out if you want to create gRPC. So it's a little bit mixed, and in some documents even there is mentioned, for example, old way, but overall there is a new way, so it's a little bit tricky. But if you go through it and you have it running, then it's fine. It's not so painful. Okay.